Hello and welcome. I'm Darren, and today we've got a little upgrade. So, if you're in sim racing, I'm going to guess, unless you've been hidden underneath a rock and far, far away from the internet, you're going to know that we have been having the Black Friday deals. Why it's called Black Friday, I've got no idea, because they're deals that have been running for the last week. Definitely not just on a Friday, but I ended up taking advantage of the Black Friday deals, and kind of a bit of backstory if you haven't watched any of my already content. At the moment, I am running some Moser hardware, so I'm running the Moser R16. I'm actually using the KS wheel at the moment. I really like the KS wheel. It's not the most, definitely not the most premium wheel, but I actually quite like how light it is, and I really like the rubber grips on it. So there's just something about it. It's just for me, it's a nice shape. It's a nice size. There's a nice weight to it, or a real lack of weight, if you know what I mean. And I'm just actually really enjoying using that wheel. So probably the worst thing, well, without any shadow of a doubt, the worst thing that I have in my setup are the brakes, and it's been a little bit annoying because I did upgrade. So basically I started off on the Moser R5 bundle, and that was brilliant. Obviously that comes with the 5 Newton meter wheelbase, the wheel that's bundled in with it. So I think it's like a 280 millimeter rim. It's kind of a squared a squared off round rim. So quite a small rim, but decent quality. And that's bundled with what I believe are the SRP light pedals. Now, they are the most basic pedals that you're going to get in the Moser range, and that's fine. Obviously, at the time, the Moser R5 was the lowest of the bundles available. It obviously came with the cheapest of their pedals available. But the thing with Moser is they haven't really had a big... there's not a lot within their pedals. It's not their strongest thing, that's for sure. So SRP light pedals, which was just a accelerator and brake. And then I did purchase the little brake upgrade kit. So obviously Moser R5, that comes with a like a table clamp, like I said, 5 Newton meters, and obviously this is something that's designed to get you into the direct drive, and obviously something that you're going to possibly be using those pedals at a desk. So obviously it did come with some sort of grips for like a wooden floor, and then obviously some sort of grips that if you were going on top of carpet. So basically the accelerator was just a spring and the brake was just a spring. Now obviously for me, I ended up wanting to use this on a aluminium profile rig, which is exactly what I have been using. So I did buy, there is an available upgrade kit for the brake, which is basically consists of like an extra spring and a elastomer, if you'd call it that. And effectively that gives you more pressure for your brake pedal. It's not a huge amount of pressure, and it is a brake pedal that still does have quite a lot of travel. So if I was to narrow down probably an area that I'm really struggling in my sim racing as I'm moving along, as I'm improving, is braking. I'm not great at braking full stop, and kind of the amount of travel that was available through that pedal meant I kind of found it really hard. Say for instance, in a lap, if you're wanting to kind of guess around your 40%, 50% braking, it was very hard through muscle memory to obviously gauge your 50 or 40% with having such a large amount of travel within the pedal and a kind of very spongy feel to it. Now, for what it is, really good. I've managed to be relatively competitive, and I'm sure a much better or a much faster driver than me, or a much more capable driver than me, could even be faster. So not the end of the world, but definitely an area that I look to improve. So obviously, kind of one of my reasons for sticking with Moser and moving to the R16 was when I saw the CRP V2 pedals had been announced, because the CRP pedals, which at the time were Moser's, top level pedals available within their ecosystem, they weren't particularly reviewed great. They weren't terrible, but they certainly weren't reviewed great. And when the CRP2 pedals arrived, I was kind of around about thinking, do I stick with Moser or do I move on? So I'd kind of seen a couple of the reviews on those pedals, and I thought, you know what, for me, those are probably going to be fine. Now, for the fastest racers out there, and for the people that obviously take it to the next level, which is probably not where I'm at, they would probably want better pedals, and that's fine. But for me, I kind of thought, you know what, those look decent, and those are probably going to be good enough for me. So I decided to stick in the Moser ecosystem. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened with those pedals. I don't know if anyone has them. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I've waited now for a really long time for these pedals, and I was kind of hoping to probably get some this side of Christmas, which it appears I'm well off. I have obviously emailed and spoken to a few of the stockists in the UK. Some of them were kind of not aware at any time when they were going to get them in. I think some of them said, yeah, well, we might be getting some of those next year. So, or after Christmas, should I say. So, I have, at the time of deciding that I was going to stick with Moser, I was also looking at Simagic, and the P1000 pedals stood out. Obviously, not their most expensive pedals, but the thing that I liked about the P1000 pedals, or when I looked at the P1000 pedals, is the amount of options that are available in the P1000 pedals. It seems that pretty much at this moment in time, obviously, if you buy, you can obviously just buy a 2-pedal kit, brake and accelerator, obviously 3-pedal kits available with the clutch, obviously. And then you seem to have the options of hydraulic upgrades available to them. You then have the little speakers. So I say speakers, obviously, if you like the little haptic feedbacks, like bass shakers. So, and I think they've got a new version of those available as well. I have also noticed that Simagic are looking to bring out some sort of force feedback brake pedal, the same that what Moser were. So obviously the Mosers I was looking at with these CRP2, one of the big interests around those was the force feedback that was going to be available, or however it's going to be implemented within those pedals. Again, I've not really seen much or heard much on that other than seeing it in pictures. So when that's going to be available, I'm not sure. I'm not saying that I won't be buying the CRP2 pedals. I probably will in the future. I'd like to kind of finish off the wheels, the wheelbase, and have the pedals for it. But at the same time, I'm very open to trying other things, and Simagic was something that I was kind of open to trying. I do quite like the style and the look of some of the stuff in the Simagic ecosystem. When I looked at these pedals, there are a lot of options available for them. And when I've seen the reviews, they've always been pedals that have reviewed very well, and they do appear to punch well above their price range. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, these arrived today. And I'm not going to do an unboxing, but I have them out of the box. I also did buy so this is the upgrade kit. There's a load of, I don't know how much, this is pretty like inexpensive, so I thought, well, you know what, if I'm not going to pay extra to get this shipped over separate, I might as well take it now. So as you can see within the kit, there is a quite extensive amount of extra springs and elastomers of obviously all different weights. And then I think these are just like hard aluminium, so those will probably go in to stop the amount of travel that you're going to have available within the pedal. Obviously some sort of pamphlet telling you where they're supposed to go to a degree. This is stuff that I'm going to have to figure out myself. Now within the pedal box, obviously you have whatever is built as standard from the pedals, and then there's quite a lot. Now I was actually quite impressed. The packaging is fine, decent, nice packaging. There is a lot of mounting bolts and hardware. There is available within the pedal kit itself, as you can see, there's some springs. It's a pretty decent toolkit in there. There's quite a lot of Allen keys. There's a spanner. There's some, obviously, some sort of lubricant. It's actually a pretty decent, like, alright, I work in a garage, so I'm not going to say it's over decent, but do you know what I mean? Like a T-handled Allen key, which is pretty cool to find in one of these kits. I was actually quite impressed with that, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, stuff to bolt it down to your aluminium rig. USB cable to obviously power it, and then more bolts for mounting, so endless amount of nuts and bolts for various ways to fit. So a lot of stuff in this kit, quite impressive. Like I said, the toolkit that comes with it I think is very impressive, very handy. There's probably a lot of people that would be very grateful to have that in without having to suddenly find various ways. Obviously there's some kind of like a short instruction kit, which is sound. Obviously one side's in Chinese, I'm going to assume, and then you've got your English side, so you know it gives you a lot of the basic information that you need to print it very well. So that's pretty cool. A lot of stickers. These guys seem to love their stickers, just sticker frenzy. More stickers on top of more stickers. Not sure what was in there. I think I took out whatever was. Oh no, sorry. So that, yes, so there's some elastomers as well. So we did get some elastomers and we did get some springs within the kit. Now as far as where they need to go, I've no idea. I assume I can probably either find out some information with their scanning thing, but more than likely that would be, as far as what I'd normally do, I just Google it, and or end up on Reddit, see what people are running, see how people probably got on with what came in as standard, and then see what maybe people have moved to. I haven't bolted these to the rig yet, so I can't really get any impression on them other than knowing that the brake pedal is solid compared to what the Moses are. Now, admittedly, trying to push a brake pedal with your hands with something moving around, it will feel horrendously solid. Once it's bolted to an aluminium rig and you've got your body weight behind it and you're pressing on it with your leg, it probably won't feel quite as solid as what it does now. But who knows, maybe it will. So these are the pedals, and this isn't going to be obviously great, unfortunately. I am held back a bit by my lighting situation at this time of day, but I have to say these are pretty decent. Like, I'm pretty impressed with these. As you can see, they're all very kind of manufactured in a very kind of solid looking hefty piece of kit. I mean, these are kind of you have certain stuff, like I'd probably say with Moses stuff, Moses the kind of stuff that is It's probably styled in a way that it kind of would more fit into. I don't know really how to explain it. It would kind of, in your house, if you want something to not really stand out, like, it's probably styled in a more non-standout way, should I say. Obviously, this stuff with the red aluminium, and obviously this all this like billet. It is, this does look a bit boy racer. I don't mind that. They're two kind of they're definitely two different styles, that's for sure. But the amount of stuff going on these pedals, I am actually really impressed. So, as you can see, just the adjustment on the pedals themselves, there's a lot of adjustment on there. Obviously, you can move up and down the faceplates. You can obviously adjust the angle of the pedals. And yeah, I'm actually... This has put me in an awkward situation now. Because I kind of wish I hadn't. Because now it's kind of made me think, okay, now do I want to stick with Moser? I'm going to have to try these out. Because probably the one problem was I didn't want to put myself in a situation. It's probably quite hard with sim racing now, because when I watch obviously a lot of people online, they'll tend to, or certainly even the channels that do content, a lot of people now are generally racing. I think a lot of people are using obviously like Acertec wheelbases, and then a lot of people are mix and matching with the wheels and with the pedals. So there's probably not a lot of people that actually race using everything within one ecosystem. And I was kind of wanting to avoid having God knows how many different software applications to run various things. So I didn't really want to be in a situation where I've got a software running for my pedals, a software running for my steering wheel, and a software running for my wheelbase. At the moment, I'm now putting myself into having to run probably two. But as far as it goes with the pedals, I'm not sure how that's going to work. As in, I'm kind of hopeful that I'll have a software to use to do the calibration, but then I'm assuming I can probably close that software, so it's not something that's typically going to have to be running as such, because I don't really want to push too many applications running whilst I'm trying to obviously run the game as well and screen capture mic going. So I've got quite a lot of applications going. We'll see how that works out. That said, obviously this isn't a review. This isn't a unboxing as it is, but this is obviously just my kind of initial impressions, and I have to say that these are some lovely pedals. How they compare to anything else, I've no idea. As I said, I've only had the Moser SRP pedals, or SRP Lite, I think they are. So very basic pedals. These are definitely not very basic pedals. Now, like I said, they're nowhere near the most expensive. These are on a Black Friday deal, 3 pedal kit, and I think I paid 360 UK pounds, and that was to have them shipped to me in Guernsey as well. So, and then I think I paid £18 extra or something, or whatever it was for this, which I thought, well, you know what, I might need them, I might not. I'll race with these as they are set, and try them out before I obviously... I'll probably try and get used to as much as I can. Give it a good go. I don't know if these obviously brakes have a little bit of a bedding in period. Maybe on these elastomers, I don't know. Probably shouldn't do it, I wouldn't have thought, but you never know. There might be a little bit to start with. Clutch feels good. It's obviously got that type of that feeling of a car clutch, where it does have that kind of bite point and then that kind of that secondary feeling to it, which is actually pretty cool. And yeah, I'm excited to get these bolted on and check them out. And then from there, obviously, I don't know. If I like them and I get on with them, there's probably a good chance that I might, in the future, try out a Simagic wheelbase. and then see where I go from there. Like I said, I've still kind of, at this moment in time, I still have the intentions of getting the Moser CRP pedals. I'm still very curious to see what happens with the, the active brake pedal that they will possibly be bringing out. It has been shown, it has been advertised to a degree. When that's coming, I don't know. But, maybe the fact that I'm not going to now have to rush out and buy those pedals means that I can wait until the pedals are easily in stock and easily available, and maybe the active pedal is available at the same time, so I can just get all of that in one. But at the same time, I'm looking at these pedals at this moment in time, and I'm thinking I'd probably be quite excited to try some further Simagic stuff out as well. I have no problem with the Moser stuff. I've enjoyed using it. I don't expect it to be the best available. They are a relatively new brand. I don't know if Simagic have been around longer. Maybe not. They might have been around less. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, as far as it goes, so my first look at these pedals, I'll show you again. I don't know if you can pick that up. Obviously, is a little bit awkward to get those to, unfortunately, I said I'm not running a autofocus on this webcam, because when I do, it kind of goes to shit. But as you can see, there's very nice, pretty weighty, obviously a very solid pedal deck. I believe you can move around the heel. Yeah, so there's some adjustment on obviously the heel plate. In fact, there's quite a lot of adjustment on the heel plate, which is pretty cool. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff available for upgrades and so on and so forth. So I'm really impressed. Really impressed. Definitely for the price. Compared to obviously a lot of other stuff on the market. How they compare to other stuff on the market, I don't know, but certainly for the price that these were available on the Black Friday deal, really impressed. And then from now on, I'm going to get them. I'm not going to do it now. It's too late at night. It's dark. I'm not going to mess around and try and get them bolted on the rig tonight, but I will certainly, when I get home from work tomorrow, get them up and running, and then I'm going to run them for a couple of days, and then I'll probably do a follow-up video. I need to do a follow-up video on the Elgato button box, because that has been amazing. I love that. Bit of a luxury item. I'll go through that in the video, but that's been really good. And I'll do a follow-up video on these and let you know what I think, because I see no reason why these are not going to maybe change my mind a little bit. And that would be interesting to see. And who knows, maybe next year I might be running a Simagic setup, or I don't know. But they've definitely changed my mind. They look a lot, I don't know. I think when I looked at the pictures of them, they looked a little bit, maybe a bit too boy racer looking. But in the flesh, they have that kind of, they're not so much. I like them. I like the look of them. I'm excited to get them on the rig, and I'll let you know what I think. So that's it for now, and I will catch you in the next one.